Tell me, do you remember your first day at school? Do you remember the first time you rode a bike? Do you remember your first day of playing Minecraft? Join me as we watch the interesting first steps of a new Minecraft player as they, for the very first time, play Minecraft. This is NoobCraft. I think we should start by introducing our subject, Big Kitty Paws, 17. Our subject has no history of gaming, no history of TV, no history of movies. Other than the occasional book, our subject is pretty much isolated from all sources of media. This will be her first time playing a first-person shooter, the very concept of Minecraft. Although our subject is a noob, I did assist with the locating of a good skin and its slight modification for personal use, along with the concept of a name. The name, however, was selected by her. Of course, cats don't like water, and her first time walking around and moving did cause her a bit of trouble. After some reassurance that she would reappear at the exact same spot she appeared the first time, she accepted her fate and decided for a quick reset. It was at this time Big Kitty Paws met her first fate at the drowning hands of water. Her second try would be far more calculated, cautious, and this time with greater attention to what she was doing. Only one finger ever touched the keyboard or the rollerball mouse. She carefully observed her surroundings, realizing that her right hand controls her upper torso, the placing arm, and the braking arm. Her left hand controls movement with the W, A, S, and D keys, along with space and shift. Once these concepts were nailed down, she would use them individually, one at a time, to carefully navigate herself around the world. Unfortunately, we are unable to record our subject's speech, or any of her reactions to the world around her. She does not have Discord, she does not have a camera, or any recording software of any kind. My only ability to interact with her is by getting up out of my seat, walking across the entire house, and locating her to see where she's up to. Soon she would give out a very loud squeak that could be heard from all the way across the house, as for the first time she interacts with rain. As the rain poured down, the methodical process of disassembling a tree began. Carefully, she would use the rollerball to look at a leaf block. She would then lift up her index finger and click the brake button, holding it down until the leaf disappeared. This process continued until there were no leaves left on the tree. The tree did drop useful items, such as saplings and sticks. These items, although low tier and easy to come across in the beginning moments of a game, are not what I consider the first time you've truly played Minecraft. That would happen a little later. The final leaves had been destroyed. Big Kitty Paws had no more items to break, at least not easy ones. She would have to experiment with breaking a block more solid, something that couldn't be broken with just a simple click. She would have to hold down the button and see what happens. Eventually, she does it. She broke a single block of wood. She has now experienced the true destructive nature of the player character within Minecraft. The ability to clear large amounts of space and area. The ability to move mountains. The ability to clear land. The ability to destroy. With wood now acquired, the button for opening her inventory flashed on screen. She clicked it and began to explore, going silent and still to the world around. I watched and waited. Would she figure out how to make a crafting table? Or would she simply ignore it and go back to exploring the island? Only time would tell. Big Kitty Paws decided not to craft anything out of the wood she'd harvested. There were too many things to see around the island. Strange objects precariously placed. A creature in a pen. All of these were new and interesting. She had to see them up close. If one of the buttons on the mouse was for destruction, the other button had to be for action. And with it, she discovered her first chest. An ender chest, a personal storage device that not even the admin could access. It was her own little oasis, a bank account all to herself. The second chest was filled with a large amount of lumber, boats, and bowls, food, and maps, things that you would need to navigate the world, especially if you were not the first one in and required some help finding land of your own. I spectated Big Kitty Paws directly to observe the first placing of a boat. Her first attempt to enter the boat was physical in nature. Simply jump inside and see what happens. She found she couldn't actually access the controls of the boat, although she could stand on top of it. Eventually, she figured the same click that allowed her to access the chest would allow her to access the boat. She was right. Now she could move about the world, just as she did before, but at much greater speed. She found an island not too far off the spawn location. It had been stripped bare by other players, mostly me. There was no more grass. Someone had harvested a large number of blocks, and there was only one tree remaining. However, this did give her a glimpse of what lay below the grass layer. Clay, stone, and even an ore were seen. There was much to do, and she didn't know where to start. She came across the construction site of one of our minigames. She asked about the etiquette of a multiplayer world and whether or not she was allowed to interact with these items. I explained that nothing was technically stopping her. However, there are many dangers in these minigames, so I warned her to not venture too far in. Steering clear of the various minigames, she managed to find my oil rig. This was the first time Big Kitty Paws had ever been confronted with the scale of what some of the creations you could build yourself truly were. I explained to her the function of Minecraft industry, to exploit resources and game mechanics, to achieve things so that you could achieve other things and get further ahead than your friends, mostly just for the sake of gloating. But I wonder, does gloating matter to Big Kitty Paws? What does Big Kitty Paws value in this world? What could this world possibly offer her? There are many sights and wonders to behold, some of them natural, but most man-made or man-altered by myself. Big Kitty Paws became curious at the sound of the pistons going off. The industry of my world was calling her onto the island to take a look around. She found the output chest of my sugarcane farm and decided to sneak a peek. Of course, she started by stealing the various items attached to item frames. I instructed Big Kitty Paws to help herself to any of the items she found in the various dump chests laying around my island, whether they were project blocks or leftover pieces of armor from village training. She could help herself to any item to figure out what exactly it does. She found a good one for her first bite, a piece of diamond armor. She even figured out how to put it on. I can't help but wonder, does the look of the diamond armor engage some instinctual knowledge, some knowing that it is a high-tier item, or is it simply shiny and you want to wear it because it's cool? Big Kitty Paws found a fishing rod next to a cat I'd tied to a lead and tied to a fence post. She put the two and two together pretty quickly and began fishing in the hopes of finding food for the kitty. One of Minecraft's miracle moments was about to happen before me. Big Kitty Paws was about to experience her first little Minecraft friend. With Feline Friend shortly behind, she decided to discover the various tree types and foliages to be discovered in Minecraft. Of course, this is a mushroom island, so all there is to see are the things I've created thus far. Not much variety, and not much exploration to be done. Considering how much Big Kitty Paws loves, well, Big Kitty Paws, I decided to offer a gift. She didn't know how to use it right off the bat, but she would learn. Big Kitty Paws turned to the anvil behind her. She placed the name tag in and started typing. This task she took with great enthusiasm, as she figured out very quickly that she was about to name her animal. The name had been selected, and all that was left was to figure out how to do the deed. Purr Baby 1 was the name selected for this cat. Apparently, she planned on having many more. Big Kitty Paws spotted a sign. She walked over to read it and read the words Block Depot, a large industry building filled to the brim with the various blocks that you can find around. Using this like a museum, she decided to familiarize herself with the various items and block types. In the midst of filming, a small teleportation accident caused Big Kitty Paws to fall a large number of blocks. That's okay. This is a perfect opportunity to show her the lower tier items, and not just the items looted from chests. A full set of leather armor was given to her, along with some pink dye, so that she could see what she'd look like if dyed armor. Big Kitty Paws took some time to frolic amongst my crops. She wasted some of her wooden sword's durability in harvesting items. She doesn't know that the sword's durability is limited, and eventually it will break. On the extractor, Big Kitty Paws got a good look at the true size of a Minecraft world, the depths that you could dig to, and she took a leap of faith. Naturally, these mines are well lit, and no mobs actually spawn down here, but I wanted Big Kitty Paws to get a glimpse of what Minecraft can be like, the more hostile side. So, without her knowledge, I spawned in a couple of zombies. Don't worry, they're on the other side of the rails. As long as she keeps her distance, she should be fine. Eventually, she spots the monster. She doesn't know the danger she's not actually in, and moves strategically to avoid him. Normally, I wouldn't call cornering yourself in a small hole strategic, but it does work this time. She doesn't know about the rails. Big Kitty Paws eventually realizes that she has some big kitty claws. She takes the wooden sword and decides to encounter the zombie head on. She doesn't use the rails for cover because she does not know she can do that. She does not use critical hits because she does not know she can do that. All she does is spam the button over and over. She earns the achievement Monster Hunter. I gave her some high-tier items, just to make sure she would be doing fine down here in the unexplored sections of the cave. I also gave her a pickaxe. Using some of the equipment found in the minecarts, she decided to start exploring the mine. She even figured out TNT, at least a little bit, how to use it. Most impressively, she found out scaffolding was the greatest block ever, and she decided she loved it. I might be taking liberties on her emotions a bit. A majority of this video has been mostly sightseeing. However, with a wooden pickaxe in hand, she decided to take a crack at these stones. Normally, they're near indestructible, but this item allows her to break them, collect them, and even use them later. That small amount of mining had awakened something in Big Kitty Paws. She decided she wanted to build something all her own, create things, construct. Make this world her own home, make it something that she could be proud of. But, of course, as all first days in Minecraft tend to go, just when you're truly hooked, just when you have an idea as to what you want to do, fate should so happen to decide to take it all away. She had forgotten her laptop charger at home. It wasn't with us, and with no way to recharge her laptop, the fun was over. We only had about 2 or 3 more minutes of gameplay left, and, well, we just didn't have enough time to do anything else. But this was okay. In fact, this is perfect. This is how everyone's first day of Minecraft ends. Not with the completing of an epic project or things going on schedule. They end abruptly, suddenly. You have to throw down what you're doing and go on with normal life. Go to school. Go to work. Take a bath. Go to bed. I think this is how a truly good game should end. Not with you getting angry and throwing down a controller, saying I don't want to play this game anymore or switch to something else. Not with rage, not with hatred, but instead with an interesting draw to something you want to do in a world that is not your own. Big Kitty Paws' laptop battery died right then and there. Her character stopped moving, and eventually she just died to a creeper explosion. There was not much I was going to do. I decided to not intervene as much as possible during this experiment. Don't worry. Next time she'll reappear right on the start out island and we'll try again. However, she'll have a little bit more knowledge about how Minecraft works, and maybe I'll give her a helping hand. This is, of course, the part of the video where I ask you very nicely to help me wage war on the YouTube algorithmos. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, and if you could, comment. Is this something you'd like to see more of? Would you like to see more of a noob trying to figure out Minecraft? Or is this something you're not interested in? Let me know in the comments section down below. Either way, I'll have to see you next time. For now, this is Timber, and I'll be saying bye-bye.